देवाय नमः। ओम नमो भगवते देवाय नमः। ओम नमो भगवते देवाय नमः।
सुनो,
क्या है?
सुनो।
अरे छोड़ो, रुको तो।
अरे ये क्या इग्नोर कर? सुनो, सुनो ना, खड़े हो।
अरे क्या है, बोलो, क्या हुआ?
चल मेरे साथ चर्च चलेगा?
अरे नहीं नहीं, मैं हिंदू हूँ।
नहीं नहीं, तुझे चर्च चलना पड़ेगा हमारे।
अरे जाओ, तुम जाओ। अरे अरे छोड़ो छोड़ो छोड़ो। इंडिया के अलग अलग जगहों में धर्म जाति अलग अलग हैं। सभी को अपना धर्म चुनने का अधिकार है।
So you need to use your rights. So use your rights. Your rights and know your responsibilities. Use your rights, know your responsibilities. अरे ये तो देखा हुआ लग रहा है। हेलो, तुम डेफ हो? हाँ मैं डेफ हूँ। इतने टाइम बाद मैंने तुम्हें देखा। तुम्हें पता तुम मेरे दोस्त थे, तुम स्कूल नहीं जाते?
अरे नहीं नहीं, मैं डेफ हूँ। टीचर सारे ओवरलिज्म फॉलो करते हैं, टीचर बोल के पढ़ाते हैं, इसीलिए। तुम्हें पता नहीं है, हरियाणा के अंदर हरियाणा वेलफेयर सोसाइटी है। तुम रहते कहाँ हो? अरे हिसार। अरे थोड़ी ही दूर तो है ये। कल तुम मेरे साथ आना, ठीक है? अरे हाँ, आप लोगों ने देखा, इंडिया में अलग अलग जगहों पे सभी को शिक्षा पाने का अधिकार है। बहुत ही लोग, गरीब हो चाहे वो अमीर हो, चाहे वो कोई भी चीज हो, सबको शिक्षा का अधिकार है। और हरियाणा में हरियाणा वेलफेयर सोसाइटी है, जिसके अंदर डीएसएल वीडियो और अर्ली इंटरवेंशन अलग अलग प्रकार के प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट हैं, जिसके अंदर डेफ टीचर पढ़ाते हैं। सभी लोग काले या फिर गोरे या फिर अलग अलग जातियां हैं, किसी को दबना नहीं चाहिए। क्या आप लोग सोचते हैं डिसेबल लोग अलग हैं? नहीं नहीं, सभी लोग बराबर हैं। आज का स्पेशल क्या है? ह्यूमन राइट्स डे। थालियां। धन्यवाद।
इससे पहले कि मैं कुछ कहूँ, आप कहेंगे अपनी तालियों से। बहुत जोरदार तालियां हो जाए इस परफॉर्मेंस के लिए। कहते हैं कि फिक्र मत कर, तेरी मेहनत का फल तो जरूर पाएगा। मेहनत की इन्होंने, मानते हैं आप? इस परफॉर्मेंस को तैयार करने के लिए कितनी मेहनत की होगी इन्होंने। ठीक है, आप समझ के देखिए, कभी इमेजिन करके देखें कि जब आपको सुन नहीं रहा हो और आप बोल नहीं पा रहे हो, तो बात करना कितना मुश्किल होता है, और फिर डांस करना या किसी परफॉर्मेंस को तैयार करना और भी मुश्किल होता है। सिंक्रोनाइज करना मुश्किल होता है। ठीक है, कभी उस चीज को इमेजिन करके देखें, एम्पैथाइज समटाइम्स एंड जस्ट ट्राई एंड रियलाइज व्हाट दे आर फेसिंग। कभी देखने की कोशिश करें, समझने की कोशिश करें। तो कहते हैं कि फिक्र मत कर, तेरी मेहनत का फल तू जरूर पाएगा। आज नहीं तो क्या हुआ, कल तेरा दिन जरूर आएगा। And now I would like to tell you about a personality, Sanjita Iyer. She's a noted lawyer in Supreme Court of India. With an experience of over a decade in the field of law, she has worked on leading landmark cases like linking of PAN with Aadhaar, triple talaq, 2G spectrum case, to name a few. Her conceptualization of the right to dignity in the linking of PAN with Aadhaar case was greatly appreciated, and it helped in expanding the scope of right to life in all the leading cases thereafter, including the case on decriminalization of homosexuality, right to privacy, etc. She has been fighting for enforcement of disability rights and has argued several cases in the Supreme Court on issues of disability rights. She was instrumental in getting the law laid down on the scope of reasonable accommodations in the landmark case of Vikas Kumar versus UPSC. The judgment delivered by the present Chief Justice of India, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, records appreciation for her inputs. Her arguments before the Supreme Court in the case relating to access to online education for students with disabilities has led AICTE and other bodies to issue guidelines in this regard. She had earlier argued a case before the Delhi High Court relating to reservation policy of JNU for students with disabilities. It had made headlines when JNU had conceded that they were not following the law. Her efforts in the area of disability rights continue to receive wide appreciation, being covered by almost all leading national dailies to legal journals and legal news portals. There have been times when even the government counsels appearing on the other side have appreciated the passion and genuineness with which she argues cases. She holds the prestigious LLM degree in International Human Rights Law with distinction from the University of Essex. She was also an I Can Lead Fellow, India's first national leadership program for women with disabilities. And I would like to invite Srimati Sanchita N, Advocate on Record, Supreme Court. Ma'am, please. And please put your hands together for these lovely people who are translating every word that I'm speaking here. Please put your hands together for them. And your hands together for ma'am. Thank you so much.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Dr. Kaur, Guest of Honor Brigadier Harbir Singh, Group Commander NCC, and of course, Saudamini, my dear friend, and all dignitaries present in the audience, as well as students and teachers. I would first of all like to congratulate the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Kaur. You all have been so instrumental, and the history will remember you for the contribution you have made in ensuring inclusivity, not just in the education sector, but by conducting this week-long amazing sessions. I have been listening to all the sessions you have been holding here. It's amazing to have someone like you all to lead the university. I heard Professor Singh in the morning, and the way he was talking about how he looks within the institute and checks what needs to be corrected. I just hope we all can do that with ourselves as individuals. So my keynote address today to you, and I'll keep it very brief, trust me. I know it's already too late. You must be wanting to have lunch. I'll keep it very brief because other speakers have already covered most of it. So I'll keep it very brief. So what I really want to cover today is this theme, disability as human diversity. So what does it look like? We have discussed in this week-long, all these sessions, etc., the issues, the challenges, how to overcome it. But what does it look like? How would a society look like if it's diverse, if it treats disability as a human diversity? So such a society would look like something like this. Of course, Saudabini has already explained the medical model. You would have, by now you are clear that there was a model earlier which talked about impairments, something wrong with the person who has a disability and fixing that, right? Next, we had a model, how the law as it now is developed. We then had a model, and I'm using the word had here. We had a model of human rights of disability. My submission would be that we have progressed further from the human rights model as well. And that is what a society that acknowledges disability as a diversity would look like. It would have inclusive equality, not just formal or substantive, would have inclusive equality. Before explaining what is inclusive equality, let me first give you a brief background as to what human rights model of disability looked like. As Saudamini had explained, it's a social construct, right? It saw disability as social construct, and sometimes how impairments are used to deny rights to persons with disabilities. Forget about creating an enabling environment for a person. When you focus about the impairments, the problems that is associated with persons with disabilities, then you would think in terms of what do we do to kind of, you would definitely think how do we support that person, but the way you would do it is different. I'll give you my personal example. When I was in school, so I have a chronic neurological condition, I cannot write. When I was in school, I used to be, as they call it, sick, right? I don't look like a person with disability. So, and it was not even recognized as a disability at that time, right? So we had the earlier law which did not recognize chronic neurological condition as a disability. So therefore, I would get described in school. That was not the problem. But the problem was the model, the medical model. She has a problem, therefore, let's be generous, let's be kind to her. Why? Because we are good. So let's be kind to her, give her a scribe. But what happened was, after a few days when I took a leave, I was just absent for a day, and the class teacher tells me in class, Sanchita, don't you realize how much indulgence you get? That was the problem with that attitude. That was not an indulgence. That was not supposed to be an indulgence. That was a necessity. Just like food, clothing, that was a necessity for me. And by giving it to me, it was not a charity, it was not an indulgence that was being shown by the administration. So the current model helps us to claim it as a matter of right. Now, as I was talking about inclusive equality, now what is that? In the inclusive equality model, you are not just recognizing substantive equality. You are not just recognizing that two human beings have same rights. You're going beyond, and you are looking at a fair redistribution of the advantages and disadvantages. As a society, we have advantages, we have disadvantages. Certain people have advantages, certain people have disadvantages. It's about redistributing them fairly so that everyone has a fair and equal opportunity to exercise their rights, to live their life in the best possible manner. That's what redistributing the advantages would look like, or the disadvantages would look like. It can be done through reservation, it can be done through other ways as well. So whenever you have those doubts, why should there be reservation? She can walk, she can do things. Why should they have a reservation? Then this is the answer to it. Because as a society, we're trying to redistribute what we have. The second aspect is recognizing the stigma, the stereotyping, the prejudice, the violence that's committed against people with disability. If we fail to recognize, we fail to treat them equally. It's important to realize that. Something that these students had beautifully portrayed here, the kind of prejudices and stereotypes we face. But fighting those is not really as easy in reality as it was shown here. It's a everyday battle, everyday challenge, which meets dead end most of the time. So it needs to be recognized that there is stereotype. There are stereotypes, there are prejudices in the society that we have to fight on a daily basis. That is a barrier for us in exercise of our rights, for us to get a fair opportunity to live life to the fullest. The third aspect to this model of inclusive equality would be a participative dimension. Now, this is very important. It's not just about the problem with the charity model again was it's just not about you're getting your meals 3 times a day. What's your problem? I can't take you out just because you want to work. I can't take you out just because you want to play. Right? That attitude. So this model of inclusive equality also recognizes that we also have the need to participate in the community, to do everything that everyone else does, fully as well as effectively. Right? The fourth dimension to it is the accommodating dimension, where you give space, for differences. Fine, you have this disability, you have that disability, you don't have a disability. We are a society. As a society, we would accommodate, we would give space to your difference. So if we start looking at reasonable accommodations as giving spaces and not really as advantages, not really as something that would be abused by a person. That's an ableist mindset that would think, अरे इसको scribe मिलता है मुझे भी चाहिए. Huh? This is an ableist approach that someone else will also start asking for it, and therefore you deny this person from reasonable accommodation. When a child needs support, nobody questions that, right? So there is a non-hierarchical difference. When you start recognizing diversity as a non-hierarchical difference, it is different. It is different to live life the way I do it. It is very different for Saudamini. I really can't say that our lives are similar just because we are persons with disabilities. But what is important to understand is that there is a non-hierarchical difference. Only then we would be able to also cherish it. We haven't really reached that point where we can say we can cherish it, right? So I really like this topic a lot because it helps people to see disability as one of the several layers of identity. It's just a layer, right? Just like religious identity, just like gender, nothing turns on it. Nothing turns on it. It just makes us different. It just makes our needs different. In fact, you have, for example, you have men's toilet, you have women's toilet. Nobody has ever said, oh, women's toilet needs bigger space, we can't have it. There are just fewer women here, we don't need it. Similarly, don't question the needs of persons with disabilities just because they're fewer in number. Because they are not in a position to accommodate your needs. It's you who, as a society, will need to accommodate theirs. Now, we talked about inclusive equality, right? Now, inclusive equality won't be possible if there is discrimination. We think we treat everyone equally. We don't discriminate. We're good people, right? But trust me, we all end up doing it. At some point or the other, even I do it. So it's important to also look within and see. So therefore, there are certain markers for you to identify if you are being discriminative. So for you to be able to remember and understand, let me classify it as direct discrimination and indirect discrimination. Direct discrimination would be, as we saw, one person was being treated favorably than the other. That's direct. We all understand it, more or less. Sometimes we think, oh, it's reasonable. For example, it was reasonable for my family to send my brother to the best of the institute, but not In my case, I was not allowed to even apply for national law universities, not because of my gender, I was fortunate there, but because they were not sure if I would be able to complete my graduation. They didn't want to spend that much amount. Now, they had a reason, but it was still a discrimination. So you need to remember, even if you have a reason to discriminate, it still remains discrimination. The second aspect would be indirect discrimination. For example, when law and policies are the same for everyone, that would be indirect discrimination. You need to take into account if certain special measures need to be introduced for a category of people, you need to be able to do that in order to acknowledge disability as a human diversity. The third aspect would be, and what can be the examples of indirect discrimination? For example, if there wouldn't have been a ramp here, that in itself would have been indirect discrimination. The third would be denial of reasonable accommodation. Even that's a discrimination. So people think it's not as bad. We can't provide you with a scribe. It's not as bad. We have a ramp. We don't have a sign language interpreter. It's fine. There's just one person. They can adjust, right? That is also a discrimination, right? The fourth aspect is harassment, something that we don't really acknowledge, we end up doing. We think it's okay to kind of express our opinions the way we think. And even if it's hurtful, even if it's, and trust me, so often I have heard remarks that were humiliating because they wanted to put me down. They thought I was too competent for a person with disability. I mean, how can a person with disability be so competent? So they said things to me to make me feel bad, to make me feel horrible, to show me my place. That happens lot often, and you need to call out. Sometimes a person with disability may not be in a position to call out all the time because they are generally in a disadvantageous position. Trust me, they're dealing with a lot more barriers than you can see. Therefore, as a society, it becomes our responsibility to call out such ableist remarks as and when they are made. Some of them were beautifully demonstrated here. And Saudabini also gave examples of how negative portrayal of persons with disability in the media has affected our ability to see them as human beings, right, as part of us. So I would give you an example that I relate to a lot. So my neurological condition is called dystonia, right? So even the smile I have is acquired. If I don't smile, people would start giving me lectures and advices. You know, you should smile, you should laugh, you should be happy. Who are doing so much in life, so you should also be doing all of that, right? And therefore, I try to look normal, right? But there are times when I don't look normal as well. There are times when I slur, there are times when I have involuntary movements. There are people who are homebound, there are people with dystonia who are homebound because they think if I go out, if I slur, someone would think I'm drunk. That's what lack of awareness, lack of sensitization does. There are people who don't go out of their houses because they think you'll judge them, right? That also amounts to harassment. If you don't understand something, it's okay. You can perhaps Google, you may perhaps think hota hoga kuch, it's okay. Be a little sensitive about it, but don't make judgmental remarks. Don't make remarks that they find offensive. If they find offensive, then you have to assume that it was offensive enough, and you should apologize if you have done so. Because there's a gap of experience as well, therefore it's bound to happen sometimes. So it's important to understand their perspective and to see how they look at things. For example, you would have seen in movies Johnny Lever winking and someone slapping him, and there's a toy music with it. So it's either funny or it's something that's offensive, whereas the person is actually, it's an involuntary movement in the eye. Or Birbal having involuntary movements in his neck, right? Toy. Trust me, when I have it hurts like hell. It hurts so much, and it's not funny at all. So I just wanted to also make you aware that if you can't see it, it does not mean it does not exist. Uh, so with this, I would like to conclude. Thank you so much for having me here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Hats off to you, ma'am, for your confidence. What a wonderful performance it was. Thank you very much for a vivid, detailed, and a factual presentation about the evolution of inclusive equality. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now, to give you a booster dose of Haryanvi dance, I would like to invite the students of DSW office for a cultural program.
काड़ी काड़ी घटा सचाई लाई इंद्र ने लड़ी मेरे कदिया में पिया आवे कौन सी
Short and sweet performance. Thank you so much. ट्विटर भी कोशिश कर रहे थे टोकनी पीतल की कुछ करने की और कुछ तो कर पाए शायद. I don't know what was interpreted, but it was good. I got up in between to see how you are interpreting टोकनी पीतल की. Yes, sir. I think I'll be learning it quick. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. And it was a wonderful performance by the sweet little girl. And it is very inspirational for all of us. And I do believe that maybe next time, if it is possible, can the students with disabilities learn a Haryanvi performance, dance performance? Because they can have vibrations with the floor and they can do it with the vibrations and they can perform a Haryanvi dance. They have done. We would love to see that in this auditorium, ma'am. Tagore Auditorium. It is waiting for that performance someday. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. And now I would like to tell you about a lady. I don't find words enough to say anything about her, but I would still speak. Dr. Sharanjeet Kaur. She's a lady with a difference. She has brought difference in the lives of thousands of people. Such an effort can only be done, and it is the result of just a good human being. Years of endless hard work and perseverance has been her landmark. She's a magnanimous personality. She's an epitome of success. She's a source of inspiration. She's a strong and focused woman and a motherly figure to all who meet her. I admire her personality so much that really it cannot be expressed in words. Her simplicity can just be put in the following lines. कुछ ज्यादा ख्वाहिशें नहीं है जिंदगी तुझसे, कुछ ज्यादा ख्वाहिशें नहीं हैं ए जिंदगी तुझसे, बस मेरा अगला कदम पिछले से बेहतरीन है। जोरदार तालियां मैम के लिए। मैम कुछ शब्दों के लिए आपको स्टेज पर आमंत्रित करना चाहिए। आई इनवाइट डॉक्टर शरणजीत कौर, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट एंड चेयरपर्सन, हरियाणा वेलफेयर सोसाइटी फॉर पर्सन्स विद स्पीच एंड हियरिंग इम्पेयरमेंट। मैम, you're welcome on this dais. We are proud to have.
थैंक यू डियर। वैसे तो बोलने का सिलसिला सुबह से ही नहीं, सदियों से ही शुरू है। मेरी जर्नी, जैसे मैंने सुबह बताया कि करीब करीब 30 साल हो गए, पर मैं आज, मुझे लगता है कि जो मैं चाहती थी वो आज पूरा होने जा रहा है। जब सोसाइटी अवेयर हो जाए और सेंसिटिव हो जाए तो आपका काम पूरा हो जाता है। जिस तरह से महर्षि दयानंद ने इस चीज को अंदरूनी तौर से समझ के किया है, यदि हर एक बच्चा हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी का आज के बाद एम्बेसडर होगा, जिस तरह से एनसीसी के कमांडर यहाँ बैठे हैं, क्योंकि मैं समझती हूँ कि वो जब देश की सेवा करने जाते हैं, जब वहाँ दुश्मन से टक्कर लेते हैं, इतने बड़े बड़े काम कर देते हैं, तो एक आम आदमी तक पहुँचना, मुझे लगता नहीं अब हम दूर हैं। एनएसएस के बच्चे, रेड क्रॉस के बच्चे, आज जो हमारे सामने सुप्रीम कोर्ट लॉयर सौदामिनी लॉयर और जस्टिस महावीर सिंह सवेरे आए हुए थे, और वहीं एक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर आईएएस ऑफिसर भी विद डिसेबिलिटीज के साथ पहुंची हुई। मुझे लगता है कि हम सारे सतम और मीडिया तो साथ है ही। मैं सुबह भी यही बात कह रही थी कि जब अवेयरनेस, जहाँ लॉ बनते हैं, जहाँ पॉलिसी बनती है, जहाँ एजुकेशन पढ़ाई होती है, जब वहाँ बात चलने लग जाएगी तो एक सोशल वर्कर का काम पूरा हो जाता है। मेरी जर्नी आज, मुझे लगता है कि जो मैंने सोचा था कभी कि वहां तक जाना चाहिए, समाज के उस आम आदमी तक वो बात पहुंच रही है और पहुंच गई। आज एमडी यूनिवर्सिटी पूरे देश में इस तरह से, ठीक है दिन आते हैं, थोड़ा बहुत उसको सेलिब्रेट कर लेते हैं, पर जितनी शिद्दत से पूरा वीक नहीं, पिछले 4 साल से तो मैं ही हूँ यहाँ पे, मुझे लगता नहीं है कि दिन भर हम किसी न किसी वे में, किसी न किसी तरह से इसको डिस्कस नहीं करते। यहाँ के रजिस्ट्रार, डीन कॉलेज ऑफ, डीन एकेडमिक्स, डीएसडब्ल्यू, एनसीसी, आरएस, रेड क्रॉस के कैडेट्स, एनएसएस और बाकी सभी डिपार्टमेंट्स, जिसमें एजुकेशन, साइकोलॉजी, हिस्ट्री, इकोनॉमिक्स, क्योंकि ये सिलसिला किसी एक डिपार्टमेंट का नहीं। जब हम वाकई में ही इनको एम्पावर करना है तो हमें बहुत पक्ष, हर एक पहलू पे सोचना पड़ता है। और एक यूनिवर्सिटी एक ऐसा स्थान है जिसमें हर सब्जेक्ट को पढ़ाया जाता है, पढ़ाया नहीं जाता है। उस सब्जेक्ट को लेके हम समाज में जाते हैं, हम क्या परिवर्तन कर देंगे। तो मुझे लगता है कि इससे बेहतरीन कोई स्थान नहीं हो सकता था। और आज हमारी हरियाणा वेलफेयर सोसाइटी से, मेरे डिफरेंट सेंटर से जो हमारे अधिकारी हैं, असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर अपने स्टाफ के साथ, अपने बच्चों के साथ पहुंचे। मैं तो एक उनको थोड़ा सा ये कहती हूँ कि ऐसे कर लेना चाहिए, पर काम करना कितना मुश्किल है मैं भली भांति समझ सकती हूँ, क्योंकि मैं भी उसी दौर से गुजरी। पर वो इतनी हिम्मत से और मेहनत से, अवेयरनेस का छोड़ो, पढ़ाई, जब लैंग्वेज भी नहीं थी उसको भी जूझते हुए हम इस मुकाम पे पहुंचे कि आज मैं फख्र के साथ कह सकती हूँ कि आज पूरा देश लगा हुआ है माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी जो देश के मुखिया हैं, उन्होंने ये बीड़ा उठा लिया है कि हम साइन लैंग्वेज को एज ए सब्जेक्ट कैसे आम आदमी तक की आम जन की भाषा होनी चाहिए। मैं ऑडियंस को ये विश्वास दिलाती हूँ कि जब इस तरह से पहल होने लगे, यूनिवर्सिटीज में, स्कूल में ये चर्चा होने लगेगी, आम जन की जब भाषा बन जाएगी, और डिसेबिलिटी तो अपने अपने एबिलिटी है, वो लोग डिसेबल हैं जो इस चीज को समझते नहीं। मेरा मानना है कि आज हम उन पर दोष नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि कभी हमने उस ढंग से उनको बताया ही नहीं है। जिस चीज को हम लेके ही नहीं गए, जब हम लेके गए हैं तो उनको सुन भी रहे हैं, उसको समझ भी रहे हैं और उसको कर भी रहे हैं। पॉलिसी बनेगी, पॉलिसी ऑलरेडी बन चुकी है। आरपीडब्ल्यूडी एक्ट 2016, मैं ये चाहती हूँ कि हमारा जो लॉ डिपार्टमेंट है, हमारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का ऑलरेडी एमओयू के साथ, वो इसको एक्सेल बनाए, इसको साइन लैंग्वेज में डिजिटाइज करके पूरे देश में सबसे पहला ये हमारा महर्षि दयानंद यूनिवर्सिटी और हरियाणा वेलफेयर सोसाइटी का एक ये ऑब्जेक्टिव होना चाहिए कि उसमें क्या क्या लिखा हुआ है उसको हम कैसे क्योंकि दोष देने से कि आरपीडब्ल्यूडी एक्ट का निरा डरावा देने से चीजें नहीं होंगी। हम ये कहेंगे आरपीडब्ल्यूडी एक्ट में ये लिखा है, नहीं, हमें जो लिखा है वो आम जन तक लेके जाना पड़ेगा। यहाँ के एमएलए एमपी, आज यदि कमी रही है तो हमारी पॉलिटिक्स से किसी इंसान के आने की कमी है, बाकी सारे स्तंभ हम पूरे कर चुके हैं। क्योंकि वो आम जन की जब वोट लेने जाते हैं तो उनके दिमाग में ये भी होना चाहिए कि यदि हमने इस पक्ष को छोड़ दिया तो हम बहुत पीछे चले जाएंगे। ये हमारा फर्ज बनता है कि हम इस चीज को उनके जहन तक भी उतार दें। तो मैं वीसी साहब से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि आगे से जब भी ऐसा कोई प्रोग्राम हो उसमें एमएलए और एमपी को भी इनवाइट किया जाए, क्योंकि जब तक उनके जहन में नहीं उतरेगा, क्योंकि पॉलिसी प्लानिंग सब बन जाती हैं पर धरातल में उतरने के लिए हमें फिर भी उनके वो वही होता है जो उनके द्वारा ही किया जाता है। तो मेरे आपसे अनुरोध है कि हम ऐसे फंक्शन बंद ना करें, ये चलता रहना चाहिए सिलसिला। आप देखो कितना बेहतरीन है, आपने यूनिवर्सिटी में हजारों प्रोग्राम करे होंगे, हजारों ही करेंगे, पर मुझे नहीं लगता कि इतना इस यूनिवर्सिटी के इतिहास में इतना बेहतरीन और सुंदर प्रोग्राम वाकई में जिस चीज को किसी पक्ष को नहीं छोड़ा गया, एक ऐसा ज्वलंत पहलू था जिसको छेड़ा है। जब छेड़ेंगे तो उस पर चर्चा होगी तो समाधान होगा, समाधान भी हमारे अंदर ही है। हमने ही इस एनवायरनमेंट को इस तरह से बनाना है और यही एक शिक्षा का मकसद है। कल यहाँ वीसी साहब अक्सर कहते हैं कि जो भी यहाँ का स्टूडेंट है वो बिना डिग्री के घर नहीं जाता, उसको मर्सी चांस भी मिल जाते हैं पर आप कितने गुड ह्यूमन बीइंग हैं, आपको कितना दर्द महसूस होता है। रियल एजुकेशन तो यही है, अपने लिए सारी दुनिया ही करती है, कभी किसी के काम आके देखो, उसका मजा अलग है। मेरी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप जहन में ये चीज एक ही उतार लें। और वीसी साहब का ये कहना है कि हम किसी फील्ड में जब 10,000 घंटे लगा लेते हैं तो वो सब काम हासिल कर सकते हैं। उनको अपने शिष्यों को यही एक शिक्षा देते हैं, वो हर छोटे कॉलेज में जाके एक ही चीज कहते हैं, हमें सेंसिटिव और सेंसिटाइज करना है, बाकी चीजें अपने आप हो जाएंगी। आज क्योंकि मेरे को ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में एज ए चेयरपर्सन, आप मुझे लगता है कि शायद इसके बाद नहीं बुलाएंगे क्योंकि मेरी टर्म 15 दिन बाद पूरी हो जाएगी, परंतु ऐसा नहीं है, उसके बाद में खुल के आपके साथ बल्कि अच्छे और भी उत्साह के साथ आपके साथ रहूंगी। ये परवाह मत करना, क्योंकि पोजीशन तो आने जाने वाली चीज है, ये तो कोई देता है, पर काम करना हमारा मकसद है, उससे हमें कोई नहीं हटा सकता। इसलिए जितने भी यहाँ प्रेजेंट हैं और जो भी यहाँ आए हैं उनके लिए मैं तहे दिल से आभारी रहूंगी, क्योंकि इधर जो कदम उठे हैं वो वाकई हिस्टोरिकल कदम है और हम बहुत दूर तक जाना है। इसलिए हमें उस आम आदमी तक पहुंचना है। उसके लिए यूनिवर्सिटी के लाखों बच्चे हैं, तो हमें चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है। हमारे जो डेफ स्टूडेंट्स हैं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के लॉयर हैं, सुदामनी यहाँ की स्टूडेंट है, यहाँ फिर कमी किस बात की है? यहाँ के रजिस्ट्रार जो बात कह रहे थे कि ये स्कूल में हो जाना चाहिए, स्कूल में ही ये भाषा हो जानी चाहिए जो हम करना चाहते हैं, तो सेंसिटाइजेशन हो चुका है। आगे करिकुलम बनेंगे, इंक्लूजन होगा, किस तरह से आगे बढ़ाई होगी, फिर एक विचार विमर्श चलता रहेगा। मैं चाहती हूँ कि ये मौके कभी भी जितना भी हम फायदा उठा सकें और उसको आगे तक बढ़ा सकें, यही हमारे कर्तव्य भी बनता है और हमें करना भी चाहिए। आज मेरे यहाँ हरियाणा वेलफेयर सोसाइटी से ऑर्गेनाइजिंग सेक्रेटरी और हमारे मुख्यालय से पूरा स्टाफ, केंद्रों से आए हुए हमारे अधिकारी, टीचर्स और बच्चे, महर्षि दयानंद यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टूडेंट्स, स्टाफ, टीचिंग और नॉन टीचिंग, उनका साथ ऐसे मिलता रहा तो वो दिन दूर नहीं है। जैसे आप A+ यूनिवर्सिटी हैं, तो एक ऐसी फेस वैल्यू आपकी बनेगी, क्योंकि अलग तरह के काम करने के लिए अलग तरह का जज्बा चाहिए, और वो ऊपर वाला कभी कभी किसी किसी को देता है। आप बड़े भाग्यशाली हैं कि इतनी सुंदर यूनिवर्सिटी में आप हैं, और हम भी भाग्यशाली हैं कि हमने भी यहाँ हरियाणा वेलफेयर सोसाइटी ने आपके सहयोग से एक सेंटर फॉर डिसेबिलिटी स्टडीज जो एस्टेब्लिश हुआ है, उस पे ऐसी रिसर्च होंगी। आज में डिप्लोमा है, कल वहां डिग्री होगी, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन होगी, रिसर्च होगी, और दुनिया का बेहतरीन ये यूनिवर्सिटी होगी। हम गैलेटेड यूनिवर्सिटी की बात करते हैं, हम विश्व गुरु कहते हैं। हम विश्व गुरु तभी होंगे जब बाहर वाले लोग हमारे देश में पढ़ने के लिए आएंगे। ये कैसा ये प्रदेश होगा, ऐसी मेरी उम्मीद है। और यही एक बाकी रह गई है जो कि मुझे लगता है कि अब यूनिवर्सिटी महर्षि दयानंद ने ये पूरा कर दिया है। तो मेरे सपने जो ऐसा नहीं है कि खत्म हो गए हैं, पर मेरे सपनों को पंख लग गए हैं। तो मैं इसके लिए तहे दिल से यहाँ के एक एक स्टूडेंट का, यहाँ एक एक टीचर का, यहाँ जहाँ भी उनके कदम पड़े हैं, जो भी बात हम उनके पास लेके गए हैं, उन्होंने इतनी शिद्दत से और मन से उसको पूरा किया है। डिफिकल्टीज भी आती हैं कोई नए काम शुरू करने में, पर उन्होंने उस चीज की परवाह किए बगैर इस तरह से कम्युनिटी का साथ दिया है। इस तरह से डिसेबिलिटीज रह ही नहीं जाएगी। मुझे लगता है कि वो उस तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं। भगवान आपको ऐसे ही हिम्मत देता रहे और ऐसे ही कार्यों पे लगे रहे। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, ma'am. Ma'am, you are the reason behind this whole awakening and acknowledgement for this section of society. Well, you, with a beautiful and a humble heart, play a very crucial and a motivating role in this campaign. Well, everyone knows here, मैम ये एक बहुत प्यारी जंग है जो आप लड़ रहे हो, जिसकी शुरुआत करी है आपने और लोग आपके साथ जुड़ते जा रहे हैं. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Minakshi from SD Girls College, Jean, for a Sanskrit song. Minakshi. Well, sorry for the inconvenience. Minakshi को थोड़ा सा समय लगेगा. So till the time she gets ready, I would like to invite the students from DSW office for their cultural program. The students from DSW office.
तेरे नैन चमक तलवार चले नागण से, हो तेरे नैन चमक तलवार चले नागण से। कद बढ़ के कटा तू बरसे, हर कद लगी उम्र तरसे, कद बढ़ के कटा तू बरसे, हर कद लगी उम्र तरसे। और तू कर देने बरसात बढ़ के सामण से, हो तेरे नैन चमक तलवार चले नागण से। Come on, baby, won't you be my girl? Come on, girl, let me rock your world. I like the way you move, I like the way you groove. Look into the sky, kick it, look into the sky, kick it. ना नजर किसे न आवे, खुद बैठ के हम बतलावे। ना नजर किसे न आवे, खुद बैठ के हम बतलावे। दिल की आग बुझा दे सीढ़ी छाया दामन की, वो तेरे नैन चमक तलवार चले नागण से। Come on, baby, won't you be my girl? Come on, girl, let me rock your world. I like the way you move, I like the way you groove. Look into the sky, kick it, look into the sky, kick it. बहुत दिन है। Come on, baby, won't you be my girl? Come on, girl, let me rock your world. I like the way you move, I like the way you groove. Look into the sky, kick it. एक कदम प्यार का धर दे, मेरे जीवन में रंग भर दे। एक कदम प्यार का धर दे, मेरे जीवन में रंग भर दे। करा दे रंगा ने मुलाकात लागे भागण से, हो तेरे नैन चमक तलवार चले नागण से। Come on, baby, won't you be my girl? Come on, girl, let me rock your world. I like the way you move, I like the way you groove. Look into the sky, kick it, look into the sky, kick it.
थैंक यू वेरी मच। एक बात तो है, डांस एक ऐसी चीज है जो जब सबके चेहरों पे जोश ले आता है। I could see that everybody was smiling and enjoying the performance. Thank you very much, dear students, for a wonderful performance. Do we have Meenakshi? Is she ready for the song? Okay.
नमन, मैं आप सभी के सामने एक संस्कृत श्लोक या गीत पेश करना चाहूंगी। कृपया ध्यान से सुनिए और मुझसे कोई गलती हो कृपया मुझे अपनी छोटी बहन समझ के माफ कर दीजिएगा। सदैव
Filled with melody and beautiful music. What a lovely performance by Meenakshi. बहुत अच्छा, एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए मीनाक्षी के लिए। और संस्कृत की जहाँ तक बात आती है तो कभी जब बचपन में संस्कृत पढ़ते थे तो मुझे पठती पठत पठंती पठसी पठत पठत पठामी पठाव पठाव ये जरूर याद है। और संस्कृत में हमेशा मेरे फुल मार्क्स आते थे क्योंकि रटने की क्षमता मुझे बहुत ज्यादा थी। चलिए इस बात को साइड में रखते हैं, थोड़ा मजाक खत्म करते हैं। और अब गुंजन मैम जो है एक बहुत लंबी लिस्ट लेके आई हैं। दिस इज द लिस्ट ऑफ विनर्स थ्रू आउट द वीक। जो भी परफॉर्मेंसेस हुए हैं उसमें जो जो विनर्स हैं, मुझे मालूम है सभी लोग बैठ के उस पल का, उस क्षण का इंतजार कर रहे हैं क्योंकि प्राइज लेना अपने आप में बहुत गौरव की बात होती है। तो हम सभी बच्चों को बारी बारी से बुलाएंगे, लेकिन उससे पहले हम अपने अतिथियों को बुलाएंगे। ऑल डिग्निटरीज, दोज हू are going to give away the prizes today, and you'll be having lovely memories with them in the form of photographs. So we would like to invite Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Rajbir Singh ji on the dais, Dr. Sharanjeet Kaur Ma'am, Registrar Sir, and definitely Srimati Sanchita Ayan, and also Srimati Saudamini Peche. Ma'am, please if you could come on the dais. I would also invite DSW Sir, Rajkumar Sir, and Radhisham Sir, Director for Center for Disability Studies, and also our guest today, our guest of honor, Brigadier Harpreet Singh. So please can you come on the dais? जिनको प्राइज मिलेंगे वो प्राइज लेंगे, और आप क्या करेंगे तब तक? यस, देखिए किसी की हौसला अफजाई करने के लिए सबसे बढ़िया तरीका, सबसे सस्ता और आसान, ताली बजाना। इसमें दोनों का फायदा है। प्राइज जीतने वाले को खुशी मिलती है और जो ताली बजाता है उसको हेल्थ मिलती है, एक्यूप्रेशर। वेरी गुड।
I would request the students who have won in the state level quiz contest to please be ready for receiving their prizes.
And the teacher in charge is also requested to be present with them.
And please also make the arrangements for the same so that we can,
facilitate this process.
Okay. Well, the quiz, it was a wonderful quiz and we had a tie for the second position. So for the second position, we had a tie between two colleges in Vaish Law College, Nakul and Ritu from Vaish Law College, Rohtak. I would request them to please come on the stage for receiving their prizes.
Nakul, Ritu, and then Nanki Kaur and Devnandan.
From DGIM Faridabad.
For the second prize.
It was a tie. I would request these students to rush up and come on the stage.
Very good. Smart people, come running. Nice.
Nakul and Ritu from Vaish Law College, Rohtak. Nanki Kaur and Devanandan from DGIM Faridabad. फटाफट दौड़ के आए स्टेज पे।
We were part of this quiz competition and it was really a very tough competition.
Come in the front, students, आगे आ जाओ। Nakul and Ritu from Vaish Law College. And Mohit and Divakar from MDU CPAS are also requested to please be in line here. Do we have Nanki Kaur and Devanandan here? applause for the winners, please. It was actually a very tough quiz. We had to go for many buzzer rounds to come up with the winners. And the first position goes to Mohit and Divakar from MDO CPAS Gurugram. They are requested to please come on the stage to receive their prizes. Mohit and Divakar from MDO CPAS Gurugram.
म्यूजिक से ज्यादा तालियों की आवाज आएगी जब पता चलेगा कि प्राइज मिल रहे हैं यहाँ पे। ऑडिटोरियम इतना बड़ा ऑडिटोरियम, जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सभी इन विनर्स के लिए। वेरी गुड, ये है असली हौसला अफजाई।
Urvashi from MDU CPAS is also requested to please line up here. Ankita Pandey from Department of Law, MDU is also requested to please line up here. Do we have both with us, Urvashi and Ankita Pandey? The next category of declamation competition in Hindi. The third prize goes to Urvashi from MDO CPAS Gurugram. She is requested to please come on the stage to receive a prize. Please come fast. Yes, very good. Siddharth from UIT MDU is also requested to please line up here. A big round of applause for all of them. Ankita Pandey from Department of Law, MDU, second position. It needs a lot of effort to come on the stage and speak and win these competitions. And it needs very less effort to applause. Please, big round of applause for all these winners. And the first position goes to Siddharth from Department of Computer Science, UIT, MDU. Taliyan. The next category for declamation competition, English. The third position goes to Parikshita Poswal from Saraswati Institute of Law, Palwan. Do we have Parikshita with us? I would request her to please come on the stage to receive the prize. And Vijay Kumar from Department of Law, the second position, he's also requested to please line up here. And the first position goes to Swati B. Pandey, Department of Zoology, MDU, Rohtak. Yes, Swati. It's Swati B. Chaudhary. Okay, thank you. The second candidate is not available. Vijay Kumar from Department of Law. He's not here. Okay. We have Parikshita with us, who holds third position in declamation competition in English. A big round of applause for all these winners, please. Parikshita. बहुत अच्छा लगता है आप स्टेज पे पहुंचो और लोग आपके लिए तालियां बजाएं क्योंकि आपने विन किया है. It gives them a booster, you know, it is a booster dose. Swati B. Chaudhary, not Pandey, from Department of Zoology, MDU, Rohtak, the first position in English declamation competition.
And in the series of prizes, we have now on the spot poster making competition for persons with disabilities category. The third prize goes to Harshit Trivedi from the Welfare Center of Sparing and Speech Impaired Students. Harshit Trivedi, are you there? Harshit? Tija, second prize, and Manisha, first prize holder. Who is there out of the three? They are there? Very nice, very nice. Okay, let us see. Sir, are we matching the names? Harshit, third prize. Tija, second prize. And Manisha, first prize. जोरदार तालियां इन बच्चों के लिए. देखिए कितना अच्छा लगता है. वो कितनी मेहनत करके यहाँ पे आए हैं, है ना. ऑन द स्पॉट पोस्टर्स बनाए, बहुत सुंदर पोस्टर्स बने हुए हैं. आप देखिएगा जाके. Beautiful. Harshit Trivedi, third prize. Tija, second prize. And Manisha, first prize. On the spot poster making competition. And now on the spot poster making competition के ये बच्चे ready रहेंगे. जब ये बच्चे stage से नीचे आएंगे तब आप आइएगा. This is for the school category. Third prize goes to Nancy. Second prize goes to Shivani, and the first prize goes to Gaurav. Are you there? Very good. Please line up this side. Third is Nancy. Nancy, come on the stage. Very good. She's the third winner on the spot poster making competition. Second is Shivani. And first position goes to Gaurav. And see, the ma'am has accompanied her students. A big round of applause for the teacher as well. It's a proud moment for her. She's from 10th class, UCS, campus school. All three are from the campus school. Huge round of applause. Nancy from 10th standard, Shivani 12th standard, and Gaurav 11th standard. 10th, 11th, 12th. Very good. Now the next category, please line up here. On the spot poster making competition for college and university category. The third prize is for Isha from Government Women's College, Rohtak. This side, please. Isha, if you come, please come this side. Kritika, again this side. And Madhu, first prize. Please come this side. ये बच्चा कौन आया है? Isha has come. Okay. She is the third prize holder. Isha, third prize in on-the-spot poster making competition for college and university category. Isha is from the Government Women's College. The second prize is Kritika, Government Women's College, for the same poster making competition. And the first prize goes to Madhu. She's from Department of Visual Arts, MBU. जोरदार तालियां होस्ट इंस्टीट्यूशन के लिए. On the spot slogan writing competition, intellectually disabled category. Please come this side. Third prize for Sakshi, second for Nancy, and first for Gunjan. Ma'am, your namesake. It is PWD category. Yes, Sakshi from CDS MDU, Nancy from MPK Karnal, and Gunjan from CDS MDU. We have the magic of Gunjan here. We have two of the Gunjans on the stage. And now we have on the spot slogan writing competition school category. The second prize is for Anjali and the first prize goes to Simran. Anjali and Simran, come here please. Anjali and Simran. Anjali, second prize, UCS, 11th class, and Simran, first prize, 12th standard from UCS.
I would also like to invite the deaf cricket team from Haryana, which won the National T20 Championship. I would request all of them to please come on the stage.
Come, Lani, you are blessed. Oh, wow, you have a big trophy in your hand.
A big round of applause for all the winners, the deaf cricket team from Haryana, which won the National T20 Championship.
Good. Very nice.
Anjali from Department of Zoology. Okay, Anjali from Department of Zoology, MDU. In the slogan writing competition, college and university category, she's requested, she has third position to come on the stage. Varsha from Department of Political Sciences, MDU. Second position, please come on the stage. And Krishika, who holds first position from Department of Visual Arts in the on-the-spot slogan writing competition, college and university category. Varsha and Krishika, who hold the second and the first position. A big round of applause for all the winners. First prize, Krishika.
All assistant directors from the centers, various centers, kindly come and join us on the stage. From various centers.
So now, a special and a big round of applause for the Deaf Cricket Team Haryana, which won the National T20 Championship. Ab taaliyan nahi rukni chahiye. And all the assistant directors from the center are requested to please come on the stage. And please join for the photograph. Such a wonderful feeling it was.
I hope all the officials who from various centers, the assistant directors are there on the stage.
A big round of applause for all these smart boys standing here who have won this T20 championship.
एक छोटी सी भेंट आई है हमारे पास और जो ऑनरेबल वाइस चांसलर और मैडम वाइस चांसलर के लिए है. Deepak Dangi is the teacher, students Nitin and Mahu, and the assistant director is Subodh Dubeji from the Hisar Center. They want to present a portrait. Just look at the portrait. They have created it. जोरदार तालियां इस प्यारे से portrait के लिए. What a flow of emotions. What a display of emotions. इतनी खूबसूरत कृति है. The adorable Honorable Vice Chancellor and Madam Vice Chancellor, and such an adorable portrait. gifted by the Hisar Center.
Well, I can see the sense, the feeling of gratification, satisfaction, and such a delight in everybody's eyes who's standing on the stage. That is so much visible. It is actually a very beautiful feeling.
We don't want this moment to end actually. Such precious moments. Professor Radhesham is feeling overwhelmed because he's been organizing this event for past 1 week. And when you see the fruits borne by the trees that you plant, definitely it gives you a sense of happiness. Fulfillment also. I would request the students to kindly sit down on the seats. So much everybody, all the dignitaries, you may please proceed towards your seats. Thank you for joining us for this prize distribution ceremony. Now I invite an experience sharing by Madam from the CDS, Center for Disability Studies. Ma'am Anu, are you there? And also Jyoti, in the meantime, be prepared for your experience sharing. Jyoti is the student, Anu ma'am is the faculty. Yeah, sure.